All right, welcome to The Explainer. In this one, we're diving into a book called The Inner Work. And really, it's framed as an invitation to what might be the greatest adventure of your life, the journey back to your true self. It's all about looking inward. So let's get started.
So let me ask you, does this sound familiar? We spend so much of our lives chasing happiness, right? We're convinced it's just around the corner, in that next promotion, that perfect relationship, or that new car. The book calls this the roller coaster of pleasure and pain. You get this brief high when you reach a goal, but then it's inevitably followed by the come down when the novelty wears off. It's a cycle that, let's be honest, most of us are pretty familiar with. And this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, man, it just nails it. According to The Inner Work, this constant chase for things outside ourselves is the very root of what it calls the human plight. We've been taught, conditioned really, to look for joy out there, but it almost always leaves us with that nagging feeling that something's still missing.
The book uses this incredible metaphor for this feeling. It's like chasing the horizon. I mean, think about it. The horizon is literally the edge of what you can see. You can run towards it your entire life, but you will never, ever reach it. And the book argues that external goals are exactly the same. No matter how much we achieve or what we buy, that feeling of real, lasting joy just stays out there on the horizon.
Okay, so if happiness isn't out there, then where is it? And this is where the book introduces this huge radical shift in thinking. The real obstacle holding you back isn't your job or your partner or your circumstances. The authors argue that the one true enemy is hiding in the very last place most of us ever think to look, inside ourselves.
So what is this inner enemy? It's called the ego persona. The book explains that it's built out of something called a mindness mentality that starts when we're kids. You know, my toy, my name, my feelings. Then, with every single hurt or disappointment we experience, we add another protective layer, like a blanket of fear or a blanket of shame. And eventually, we end up so buried under all these layers that we completely forget who we really are underneath it all.
And that leads us to this really crucial distinction, this tale of two selves. On one side, you have the not self, the ego. It runs on fear and a constant feeling of not enough, always looking for validation from the outside world. But then, underneath all of that is your true self. It's described as being pure, whole, and just rooted in love and peace. It's always been there, just waiting for you to uncover it.
This quote just captures the problem perfectly. Our minds are amazing tools, wonderful servants. But for most of us, that constant internal chatter has taken over. It's become a terrible master. That's the ego persona at the controls, just running on an endless loop of judgments and worries. And according to the book, letting our mind rule us instead of the other way around is the real source of all our suffering.
So, how do we even start to make sense of this inner world? The book suggests we think of it like an operating system. Your inner world is run by these themes of consciousness, and this software, this internal programming, is running in the background all the time, quietly shaping the quality of your entire life.
So, it's worth taking a second to really think about this question. Be honest with yourself. Is your default lens one of fear? Do you automatically scan for what could go wrong? Or is it maybe one of courage or optimism? Because whatever that internal lens is set to, it colors every single thing you experience, every single day.
The book actually maps these lenses out on what it calls the ladder of consciousness. Down at the bottom, you've got these really low vibration states that are driven by the ego, things like shame and guilt. Down there, life feels heavy, painful. But as you climb, you move into more empowering states like courage and reason, where you start to take your power back. The whole goal is to keep climbing to the top, to love, peace, and ultimately true freedom. But here's the most important part. Your spot on this ladder is not fixed. It's a ladder you can actually learn to climb.
Okay, that's all really fascinating, but the real question is, how? How do you actually climb that ladder? Well, the book gives us a super practical 3-step process to do exactly that. And this is the reward of the journey. It's a real method you can use to reboot your entire inner operating system.
And the process is so simple. It's beautiful. First, just awareness. That's it. Just notice the moment something triggers you. the moment you feel yourself pulled away from a state of peace. Second, identify. You ask yourself, okay, what's the deep root belief that's behind this feeling? What old story is getting activated right now? And finally, step 3, release. You consciously let go of that old limiting belief and you replace it with a new one that actually empowers you.
Now, when this simple 3-step process becomes a regular practice, something amazing happens. It leads to what the book calls the ultimate upgrade. And this isn't just about feeling a little bit better here and there. We're talking about a fundamental transformation, a return home to your most natural, peaceful state of being.
And this, right here, might be the most profound idea of the whole journey. The goal isn't to gain some new quality or become some different, better person. Not at all. It's simply about shedding all those layers of the false ego self so you can finally remember and reclaim the true freedom and lasting happiness that, according to the authors, has been your birthright from the very beginning.
But get this work isn't just for you. The book makes this powerful point. Every single time one person heals a limiting belief inside themselves, they actually help to heal it for all of us. Your inner peace creates a ripple effect. It literally uplifts all of humanity. Now that's an inspiring reason to do the work.
So, we'll leave you at this final question, one that really gets to the heart of this entire explainer. What if all the peace, all the joy, and all the freedom you've been searching for isn't something you need to go out and find? What if it's just something you need to stop resisting? What if it's already here, right now, just waiting for you to accept it?